You can listen to this video to device, or you don't. It's really up to you, I'm not even gonna get into that. You know what? Cue the intro.
This moment cause it just gets me so
What it is, what's up, and what's poppin', my ZAïBAES, and we're back with another video. So today's video, I'm gonna be telling y'all 10 things that they don't tell y'all before going to college, because it's a lot more than 10 things, but like today I'm only gonna be telling you like the top 10 things, like you know what I'm talking about. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So if y'all know from my last video, I didn't even take notes, so I wrote down a little something on here. All right, so let's get into these little things we need to know before going to college and woo. So the number one thing I put down is that your grades matter at the beginning. Meaning, say for example, your worst class is math, right? And you know math is your worst subject, and you're struggling all year, you're struggling all semester, but then it's close to the end of the semester, you got like a low D borderline F in that class, and then you're trying to raise it up at the end of that. Because like, in high school, sometimes you can still raise up that grade doing like extra credit and woo. Sometimes your professors don't offer extra credit because like they feel like you should have been doing the work from the beginning. It depends on your professor and it depends on your school. So if you know you have like a subject that you're not really good at, and you wasn't good at it in high school, and you're not gonna be good in like a college level, start working on them grades and working on trying to figure that out at the beginning. Because if you try to work on it at the end, it ain't gonna look good for you. So this leads into the next thing. Talk to your professors. Please, I cannot stress this enough. Talk to your professors, because like one conversation with that professor can change your whole semester, your whole 4, 2, 3, 1 year you at college. It can really change everything. One conversation with the professor can change your whole just life in general. Because say you fell in your English professor's class and you talk to another class like, hey, I'm failing, I'm kind of behind with the and some, not all, they'll try to help you and try to like guide you in the right direction, tell you what you should do, what you should have done if it's too late. And yeah, but like, just talk to your professor. I'm telling you, it'll work out for you in the long end. Like if you just have that one conversation with them, it'll just, everything else just flow into place, and you never know, that professor can soon become your like bestie. Like they can really help you in other classes that's not there. So then it'll be like a win-win for both of y'all, yeah. Just speak. It doesn't hurt. Also, with speaking, that goes into the next thing. Don't let your fear and anxiety stop you from doing what you want. Meaning that say you want to sing, you want to be a singer, and they have like different talent shows and stuff, and they have choir and da. So say you want to be in the choir, but for choir you have to audition to be in the choir. So your fear and anxiety won't let you sing in front of anybody by yourself, or like just sing in front of people, period. Don't let that stop you from doing something that you want to do. Because if you go your whole life, not even just college, if you go your whole life letting your fear and anxiety stop you from doing stuff that you feel in your heart that you know you want to do, and that you feel like that you're good at, and that you can go far in whatever that thing is, you ain't never gonna make it nowhere. Because like you steady saying that you're scared to do this, you're scared to do that. If you don't do it, just jump in the deep end. Like you never know what'll happen if you don't try. It's just that simple. It's just don't let fear and anxiety stop from doing anything, whether that's with school, life in general, friends, anything in life. Don't let your fear and anxiety stop you from doing something that makes you happy. Simple. Or else you're gonna live like miserable, sad, depressed, lonely. Like, speaking of depression, like, I'm just kind of flowing this up. Look at me. But on a real note, speaking of depression, your mental health is gonna be kind of rocky, But that's like in life in general. But especially in college, because it is very, 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 very trying. It is like those 2, 3, 4, 1, however many years you at college is very trying. Like it's very mentally draining. You know, dealing with the fake friends, dealing with the classes and the organizations and the this, that, and the third, like all of this, trying to balance all of this stuff at once, but also being in a new space and environment by yourself. Also, it's like that's one of the biggest things. Like you go then your whole life living with your parents, your mama, your daddy, if you have the luxury of doing that, and then you're going to college. And now you by yourself. And you're just like, what am what do I do now? Like, you know, it's kind of hard adjusting at first. Because you're new. You go from being a senior in high school and being, I guess I could say, the big dog of the school now, because you were senior, you were just a freshman, going right back to being fresh meat, fish out of water, if I may. But yeah, your mental health is gonna be very like, it's gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But that's something that you can control if you have the right resources, have the right friends, have the right just people in your circle, or like resources available. If you don't have that friend group or that person you can talk to, like, you know, hopefully whatever school you go to, it does have like therapy access or like mental health things, or like, you know, something that helps you better, how do I put this, something that helps you, like, you know, get through those 4 years basically. Just yeah. Hopefully your school has those resources, because I know my school does. We have like licensed therapists and stuff on campus, and we have like us students, we call it the sources of strength, which we also help like around campus and help the students when it comes to like mental health and all of the other stuff. And also I'm a sociologist, psychology major, so I love mental health and talking about like therapy and stuff like that. So yeah, so it'll just help you navigate your way through school and through life, and you know, it'll all that jazz. And just try your best to make the most out of them 4, 3, 2, however many long years you had at school. But yeah, on to the next. This is something that I can't stress enough, and I tell this to everybody that's finna go into this college world. Don't take no 8 a.m. class if you know you're not a morning person. If you know you're not finna get up for the 8, if you knew you had trouble waking up for 7 a.m. in high school, why would you take an 8 a.m. class in college knowing that you couldn't get up with your mama waking you up for 7 a.m. and you know you're not finna wake up for 8 a.m. Them 8 a.m. classes will whoop yo behind. I haven't personally taken any 8 a.m. classes because I'm a morning person, yes, but I know I'm not finna get up at an 8 a.m. class. I know I won't be there. My attendance will drop. That's another thing, another side note with that. Your attendance does matter. I don't care how many tardies, absences you had in high school, how many days you skipped, how many, throw it out of the window, because your attendance, they will add up. And then you know what else is gonna add up? Those years that you were at that school. Don't nobody wanna be in college for that long. I'm sorry, it's just, yeah. That's just a little side note, but yeah, don't take no 8 a.m. class if you know you're not gonna get up in no 8 a.m. class. Whenever you call your advisors or whatever and you get to set up your schedule, they give you selected times that are available. Or if they, like, say you sign up late, then you kind of get forced to take an 8 a.m. class. But if you sign up early for your classes and, like, you know, register early for your classes and stuff like that, then you have the opportunity to not set yourself up for failure and don't take the 8 a.m. class. I suggest 9 a.m. At the earliest, because like if they have any other later class like 10 a.m. 11, anything, but just stay away from those 8 a.m. classes, because baby, it's not worth the stress, the depression, the rush. Like, baby, having to wake up no. Don't do that to yourself. Just try to push for 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever works for you, whatever you know that you can handle, whatever you know that you are going to be able to go to, and all of that good stuff. Do that. Just them 8 a.m. classes, don't do that to yourself. don't do that to yourself. But you know what you do to yourself is join clubs and organizations. Yeah. So if you're on campus and you see like they have like different clubs and orgs and stuff, like not even just like the D9, like fraternities and sororities and stuff, like besides that, like different things such as the Student Government Association or like the SUAB. I don't know if everybody's school has like SUAB, which is like a activities board at their school. I know my school does. We have like the SGA, the SUAB, and the pre-alumni councils and the Divine Nines and all of this other stuff. But like, if your school has any organization that you're interested in, then join. Because I have always been interested in like student leadership and all this other stuff. So if you're one of those people, even if you're not one of those people, still join. It's like a good opportunity and it's a good networking opportunity. And it gives you opportunities to make connections and opportunities to talk to new people, meet new people, and travel even if your school does that. But yeah, just join those organizations. And speaking of making connections, make connections. I can't like I said this in my last video, and I'm gonna say it in this one. Make connections, because it does matter in the long run. It really does matter. Like if you sit there your whole college life and you sit there and don't talk to nobody but your friends, and you don't speak out and talk to like a professor or a staff or faculty member, you're not gonna make it nowhere. I'm sorry, Bookie, but you just not. It's gonna be a rough time. Like you're not gonna have no fun. Like if I never opened my mouth and spoke to the dean of chapel, for example, I would have never went on my alternative spring break, which is where we went to Washington, D.C. and did community service for our spring break and all this other stuff. That was a free trip to Washington that I would have never got if I would have never actually spoke and opened my mouth and, you know, talked to the staff, administration, and faculty and all this other stuff. Like just make those different connections, talk to people, don't be scared. Again, ties in with the fear and anxiety. Don't let your fear and anxiety of talking to people or talking in public spaces and all this other stuff stop you from achieving greatness. Like you can do great things if you just speak up and just make connections. Like talk, just literally just talk. So I haven't really experienced this myself, but I know I have had a lot of friends that have. Going into college with the relationship sometimes does not work. And I say this because I have personally seen the mental downfall of people who go into college all happy and all that other stuff in a relationship, and then it ends while they're in college. Like it's just not, it's not a pretty sight. It's really not, unless your significant other goes to that school. Then it might work, but it's still, you just never know. Because I'm not saying that you shouldn't go into college without a relationship, period, or like anything like that. But if you know you can't handle it, and you know that, say you call it long distance, for example, and you and your significant other don't go to the same school and y'all like hours apart, that's gonna be a problem unless y'all already talked about it, and of course then you're fine. But I personally don't suggest it. And y'all hear them dogs? Y'all hear them dogs? They so disrespectful. I mean, so disrespectful. It's like a side note. Like they is so disrespectful. Like they, not animal cruelty. I don't suggest that. But not for real. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, if you know you can handle the relationship in college, then do it. But if you know that you can't handle a relationship, college, and trying to be successful while in college, then I just suggest just don't do it. Don't. Even when you're in school, I don't advise it personally, but you know, if you can handle it, by all means. All of that stuff that you think you need, you don't. All of that stuff that you think you need, you don't. Yeah, I said it. All of those cute decorations, like sure, get them. But all of this excess clothes and all of this other stuff, and yeah, no, it's not like you. Half of the stuff that you think you need, you do not need it. Like I have a bunch of stuff in my room that I'm like, I could have left. I really could have left. Like, and I learned that after my first semester, bringing my whole room. Like I brought my whole room to college with me, and I couldn't fit half of that in that little space that I was living in. So depending on how big your dorm space is, and depending on how big your closet and all that stuff is, can depend on how much stuff you can take. But I don't advise taking so much stuff, because that move in and move out process is a pain in the ass. It just come city say struggle. You know, is it I don't advise it. I just don't advise taking all that stuff. Sometimes, depending on what school you go to, you're gonna need a lot of professional clothes. Business casual, business for like all of that good stuff. You're gonna need like a lot of professional clothing, depending on what school. Like I go to a HBCU, and I know most HBCUs have chapels or churches on their campus, and that requires you to dress up or look a certain way sometimes and all of this other stuff. So I say just, if you know what you're supposed to bring to that school, then bring it. But like, you know, make sure you're prepared. Just double check with your school. And if they have, most of the time schools have like a list of things that they give you before you even get on campus as a freshman, that you need to bring and what you can and cannot bring on the campus. Read that, look over it, read it again, check your stuff, check it again, double check, triple check. You know, just hopefully your parents will check with you. And if you don't have like parents that are like willing to help you and stuff like that, just make sure you're checking everything off that list and make sure you're not overpacking, even though it is. I think I'm always overpacking because I still do, because like, you know, you can never have too much stuff, but you can. But you know, yeah, just make sure that you're not overdoing it. Might I just say, just make sure you're not overdoing it. You're doing too much. Yeah, but other than that, this is all I have for y'all. I don't know if this really helped anybody, but I really hope it did, because like, I be trying. I really do be trying, but like, if this did help y'all, you're welcome. Like, yeah, you're welcome. But if it didn't, please don't be afraid to like hit me in the DMs or like leave a comment or anything like that, and I can explain more in depth about anything or answer any questions that you need. But without further ado, this is the end of our video. And until you guys want to step foot into my world again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And until next time, my ZAïBAES, I'll see y'all later. Bye.